one of the best individual performances we've seen in recent memory. And I'm talking about Jimmy motherfucking Butler. Playoff Jimmy is here. He's here to stay. And dude made his 3-pointers, 2-point range. Hitting fadeaways on anybody. Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Talk to him.
Come on, man. Looking like Dwayne Wade. Looking like Michael Jordan out there. What?
Yeah, partially functional. Half of me is comfortable. The other half is close to the cliff, like Mrs.
What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron.
Brian.
And this is the Courtside View podcast, and this is episode 8.
Indeed.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You know, I was right about the Warriors. I said it like episode 2, 3. I said no. If the Warriors play the way they play, no team in the West is beating them, and I was right.
Yes, you were right. And now they are Western Conference champions. They're going back to the NBA Finals after a little
about
quick
2 years.
2 years stint. You know what I'm saying? They've been down and out, but now they back. They back up where they belong because, as we all know, Steve Kerr, excellent coach, Stephen Curry, amazing basketball player, Klay Thompson, amazing basketball player, and Draymond Green,
is a basketball player.
Yes, Dennis Rodman type basketball player, Hall of Fame level. So yeah, expected. But I don't want to talk about the Warriors right now. We'll get to them later. I want to talk about one of the best individual performances we've seen in recent memory. And I'm talking about Jimmy motherfucking Butler. Playoff Jimmy is here. He's here to stay. And yes, you see me wearing my Lakers, and we'll talk about that later while I'm wearing this. But play off Jimmy
Buckets.
47 points. Was it 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 turnover, 16 for 29. That's above 50% from the field.
Talk to him.
Dude made his 3-pointers, 2-point range, hitting fadeaways on anybody. Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Talk to him.
Come on, man. Jimmy motherfucking Butler, looking like Dwayne Wade, looking like Michael Jordan out there. What? And the Boston Celtics fans was like, oh, this is over. Stephen A. Smith, oh, this is over. Draymond Green, oh, this is over. All these people saying it's over. But playoff Jimmy like, do y'all know who I am? Do y'all know what I did in the bubble? People trying to count the bubble out, saying, "Oh, it was a fluke." Oh, playoff. Oh, Jimmy Butler. That was just the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Because you see with what's his Tyler Hero and what he did in the bubble, and the next year he didn't produce the same. Or that one guy from Indiana, I forgot his name. T.J. Warren. That whole beef with Jimmy Butler. He was scoring in the bubble. All that stuff. Well, my man, it wasn't a fluke. He came to motherfucking play, and I'm uncensored today. I'm fired up because I tried to warn all these Celtic fans. Now, I'm not going to lie. Brian, the Celtic fan, not this Brian, the other Brian, he was concerned. He said it's possible that we can lose, but he was confident.
That they was going to win?
He was confident. I'm like, hold up, man. Listen, you know who this is? All these, man. I don't want to talk too much because I want you to get your opportunity to gloat on this victory for the Miami Heat. How do you feel about the situation?
My prediction was Celtics in 6, I believe. And I've never been more happy to be wrong. Listen, Jimmy Butler answered the call when it was made, taking the team that's been the media's favorite, aka the Boston Celtics, to Game 7. But I got to get out a little jab to a former team that was in the playoffs. KD and Kyrie, y'all couldn't get one game, though? Y'all couldn't get one game? One game? Jimmy taking them to 7? You couldn't get one game?
Jimmy out playing Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Giannis took him to 7 without Chris Middleton.
What? KD couldn't score no
fully healthy? Y'all couldn't get one game?
Like, come on. You see what Jimmy Butler got? Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. Who? Like, what? Duncan Robinson barely getting any PT to do this cook
Bam
food.
Adebayo playing scary.
Come on, man. Come on. PJ Tucker on his last legs. Like, Jimmy Butler basically on his own on offense. He creating on his own. Tyler Hero not even playing.
Kyle Lowry selling.
Oh, but Kyle Lowry, he played well that game. He had 10 assists, made big shots. When the game was looking like it was going Celtics' favor, he was making the 3-point shots.
That's why he fouled out.
That is true, but he still had 16 points, 10 assists. That's a good line. That's what they need from Kyle Lowry, and they finally got it in the biggest game of the year. I'm not gonna lie. Where does this rank, I would say, in terms of like one of the clutchest games that you've seen? Because obviously LeBron James Game 6, 10 years ago in Boston, that has to be up there, like probably top 10. I would say in 2000,
Game
2010.
6 Clay against the Thunder.
So like I'll go like the past 20 years, because if we do like past 50, it'll take a long time. So in terms of Jimmy Butler's performance, where would you rank it all time? Let's say if the Heat were to go to the finals this year.
It would be pretty high, because like y'all got to understand, the Celtics won 2 in a row.
Yep.
Both home and at Miami.
Yep.
And the Heat had all the pressure on them. And they went into a hostile crowd environment against a hot team, and Jimmy Butler said, man, I'm going to put the team on my back. Like that video Duke Cuz made over a decade ago about the Greg Jennings, I got to put the team on my back. That's what Jimmy Butler was watching that, and he was watching LeBron James Game 6 performance all up until the game. I'm pretty sure he watched them videos 100 times on repeat, because he got to get into that mindset. He has the dog in him, and I apologize for putting him on the fraud watch list, because apparently I didn't know ball about the Miami Heat. They've been pushing my narratives. They've been killing them. I've been saying I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them. They not this, and they've been saying, man, I don't know what this guy talking about. But hey, they've been killing my narratives all playoffs. Well, honestly, not really. But yeah, Jimmy Butler is definitely off the fraud watch. I give the man his respect. He is definitely on the upper end of players in the league.
He's that dude, top 15, no question about it.
Easily.
I've never seen it's Jimmy Butler.
But hold on, one thing. People was, he dropped 9 points back-to-back games and then dropped 47. What else is he supposed to do? That's how you follow up. That's what people do. You drop 9 points and then now, what, you want him to just think it up again?
Right.
He stepped up to the plate. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Did his thing.
Well,
did what he needed to do.
If he would have went out and dropped a stinker and got blown on, y'all would have let them jokes fly. Yeah. But now that people praising him because he dropped nearly 50 in an elimination game, now y'all want to, but it don't matter what the last 2 games was. We talk about now.
Jimmy Butler must have been watching that Dwayne Wade pregame hype video that I sort of retweeted on there. It was like, we fight, let's go! Like, yeah. It was that time. He was on demon time all night. And you saw all them Celtics fans in disbelief. It was so quiet in there. You could hear a pen drop. It was that bad, baby.
They thought they was walking out of here all happy, walking out of there. Like, we in the fun. No, not yet.
Bro, I knew Jimmy Butler was going to have a virtuoso performance, because I saw in the first quarter, he was like 3 for 3. I'm like, oh, snap.
Those nights.
It's his night. I'm like 3 for 3, and then Miami hitting shots. I'm like, oh, yeah, Strus hitting shots. Oladipo hitting shots. Kyle Lowry hitting like 35-foot 3-point shots contested. I'm like, oh, yeah, they got this.
And not only did he have to beat the Celtics at home, he had to beat the crowd and the refs.
Oh,
and
my
Bam
God.
Adebayo selling for a whole half.
Them refs, bro, they were bad. Both sides,
yeah.
Really, both sides. And it was terrible. Oh, my God. That was
like the refs, like the game where the Warriors closed out the Mavs. The refs were pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
Scott Foster didn't really do much of anything. And everybody was like, oh, Scott Foster, the extender. He's the extender. And I was like, I said, put your house down on the Warriors, because they not going to fool me.
I ain't going to lie. This Heat game would have been a great game to bet. Oh, man. If our governor, if Larry Hogan didn't You should have. You should have went to the MGM and just bet, bro. This would have been the perfect game to bet because all of the money was going towards the Celtics, and you would have made a good killing if you would have bet.
If you
Miami.
would have just bet the Heat straight bet money line, you probably would have.
Bro, man, I would have definitely bet the Heat because I already was confident in Jimmy Butler. I was getting hyped. I was like, bro, Jimmy is going to come out here. I don't care what anybody says.
I seen a FanDuel slip on Twitter. Dude made a three parlay. Parlay. It was Jimmy Butler 30+ points, Jimmy Butler 3+ threes, and then I think he had Jimmy Butler like 8 assists or 6+ assists. I said, how in the world did you know he was going to do that?
Yo,
these dudes is time travelers,
because
man.
Jimmy Butler, if you remember in the bubble, dude was getting like triple doubles, like 35-point triple double. Like he's a complete basketball player. Like he's not just one dimensional like a Donovan Mitchell.
He beating the allegations
or Bradley Beal. I know you have your slander about Bradley Beal. Anywho, where was Jason Tatum in the second half?
I was just about to hit on that.
Where was Jaylen Brown in the second half? Derek White,
especially
was
the fourth quarter. Jason
White?
Tatum took one shot in the fourth quarter and had like 6 turnovers.
Ooh,
Not my superstar. He ain't no superstar in my book.
Yeah, that was the thing because he kept turning the ball over. Jaylen Brown, you need to work on your handle.
Jaylen Brown might have the IQ of a freaking tomato. He down 4 points, fast break. He tries to dunk on Oladipo and end up drawing a charge. I said, this dude here, man, why not do a Euro step? Why not take the transition 3, even though that's a lower percentage shot, but it's better than a turnover? So, I don't know. Bro, it was just a collapse.
Dude need to work on his handles. He need to work with, what's that one guy on Instagram? I forgot his name. But he need to work with him. The guy who worked with Anthony Davis and DeMar DeRozan. I forgot his name.
Bam dribbles better than freaking Jaylen Brown.
Bro, he kept getting stripped, turning the ball over. I'm like, what is going on? You were all-star level player. How you getting stripped like this? You a small forward. You a wing player. What is going on? Like, dude just need to work on his handles in the summer. Like, it's getting ridiculous. And Jimmy Butler kept taking advantage of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's mishaps. And also Bam Adebayo and the rest of the guys because they were just making boneheaded mistakes. Grant Williams had a donut. Dude did absolutely nothing, getting cooked by Jimmy Butler.
Getting cardio out there.
Bro, like, dude, like, hit him with a hard foul. Like, that's all you can do. Hard fouls. That's it. Because anything else, he was a liability. And Al Horford, oh, my God. So, Brian, oh, man. Celtic fans was like, take his ass out the game after 5 minutes. I'm like, damn, after 5 minutes? Like, it's that bad? That's how you know the game was
Derek White had a fake performance.
Yeah, that was virtuoso.
Some foolishness.
That was a.
I was like, when you start hooping like this?
Exactly. I was like, what's he on right now? Like, dude is going like, back and forth with. He's going back and forth with Jimmy Butler. I'm like, yo,
like they going bucket for bucket. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. That wasn't going to last. And yeah, Jimmy Butler, he gave it to he just cooking literally everybody on the Boston Celtics starting roster. He was cooking. Except Robert Williams, because Robert Williams, he's a shot blocker and he's pretty good. But everybody else, Marcus Smart, like I said, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard. It doesn't matter who it was, they were getting cooked. And Emeka Udoka, I guess because he just believes in his guys' defense, didn't want to double team Jimmy Butler at all, especially since he's the only guy that you can really trust. I get it. You guys are the best defense, arguably the best defense in the NBA. But when a guy is cooking you like that and he's done it before, a la the 2020 bubble, I'm doubling Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Like, you got to do that. So it just didn't make any sense right there. I thought they should have played maybe some zone or double, again, trap him a little bit, maybe in the pick and roll or whatever, or maybe when he's in the post area, when he's about to do like a fadeaway or something. That's just me, but I don't know. How you feel about the adjustments, non-adjustments by the Boston Celtics?
Keep up the good work. Do that for do nothing game 7. Matter of fact, I want y'all to play the end of the bench for the whole game. Just give up. Please give up. Because no one wants to see y'all in the finals.
It's so funny. Like, we both picked Boston, but this is probably actually this is my second time because I wanted Boston to lose against Milwaukee, but I picked Boston again. So I really don't want my pick to be right.
I don't either.
And usually I want my picks to be right, but this time
I will sacrifice the record and credibility for the greater good of the sport.
Yes, and oh man, if the Boston Celtics lose this series, it will be a colossal collapse like never before. I was talking to Boston fans. I'll say, okay, where does this loss rank in terms of like the worst losses you ever experienced as a Celtics fan? They said this is number one. They said, if we lose the series, this is worse than LeBron James Game 7, 2018, LeBron James Game 6, 2013. Yeah, I was like, wow, like, seriously? He's like, yeah, because we didn't have no expectations. We have expectations this year. And I'm like, man, that Game 7 in 2018, that was a heartbreaker. I don't know. And Brian, the Celtics fan, he was like, yeah, the first time I've ever wanted to reach across the screen and just punch LeBron in the face when he just pumped his chest after he did that one. I was like, whoa. I'm like, that's out of character for you. I did not know that's how you feel. But yeah, this was the worst loss.
And you know what's funny? Because it was like a day before the game last night. The Celtics posted a video of a fan that attended the Game 6 game like in 2011 or whatever.
Dude, it was 13 because it was when they remember game
No, that
5.
was the series where LeBron went off in Game 6.
Yeah, that was that's 2012.
Yeah.
2012.
So a fan attended the Game 5 in Miami when they won, and then he attended the Game 5 this year. And the Celtics fans was in the comments like, delete this. You don't remember? They were like, we lost this series. Delete it. And the history repeated itself. Literally, Game 6, Jimmy Butler went off for 47 at Boston and took the dub. I said, if the Heat win this series, that's going to be an all-time bad, one of the worst social media posts in the history of sports.
Cold takes Twitter.
Like every Celtics fan was like, please delete this. And it was like, no.
Yes.
And the history repeated itself. I said, wow.
Yeah.
You cannot draw this up.
Just an amazing game. I'm glad we finally got a close game.
Interesting conference finals.
Bro, because the last, we were going to do an episode and I was like, you know what? Let's not do an episode because I was like, what are we going to talk about? Because these are two blowouts. Yeah, like the Warriors, but it's just boring to me. Like, I'm not trying to. What are we gonna say? Like, there's not much to really say when it comes to
Luka hit shots and still lost, but it wasn't really much.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to say. So I'm glad we waited because now we get to talk about this game and stuff. But yeah, that was just an amazing game. I can't wait for Game 7. How we feel about doing like a post game coverage? Might as well do post game coverage. We ain't doing nothing else. Yeah, might as well. And hey, try to get some people on there, maybe Celtic fans, see how they feel. Hopefully they lose and we get to see them.
So we get to see despair and distraughtness.
Don't be surprised. I'm smoking that Celtic pack during live stream. So yeah,
already lit up the Spencer Dinwiddie runts when they got eliminated.
Spencer Dinwiddie, here we go with him being
all them former Wizards. We smoking on their pack.
All right. Well, that game's gonna be amazing. But let's transition to the Golden State Warriors going back to the finals, beating the Mavs, winning in 5.
I've said it, and I've been hammering the table for the Warriors, and people kept doubting them. Nick Wright, you said the Mavs was going to win in 5. Insane to me. People was picking the Mavs. I was like, what am I missing? What did we see against Phoenix that gave y'all the thought or notion that they was going to beat the Warriors? I was like, the Warriors have people that's been there before multiple times, won more multiple times, and a great coach. So what made y'all think the Mavs with Luka and maybe one other guy that'll show up every night or every game was going to beat? How many they won? 4 championships? Three championships?
3 championships.
Yeah, 3. Like it never made sense to me. Like I understand y'all was drinking the Luka Kool-Aid,
mesmerized by Luka's performance against the Suns.
No, I told y'all that play style will not work against the Warriors. You need more.
You do. Just look at LeBron when he played against the Warriors. He can't do it by himself. For crying out loud. He lost to the Warriors in like 5, got swept by the Warriors. Yeah, like LeBron by himself is doing that tween, you know, dribbling like 20 times, letting the shot go out. No, that's not going to work. You need more guys.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Warriors is deep. Y'all sleep on them rookies, man. Like Moses Moody came in and took Damian Lee's spot immediately.
That was amazing.
Moses Moody was hitting threes. He was playing great defense. He was getting to the boards. Jordan Poole showed up when he needed to.
Yeah.
And Andrew Wiggins, all those first-time guys in the playoffs, you be like, oh, they shaky. They stepped up, and they was ready.
It was the Klay Thompson show, really,
oh, my
for
goodness,
that game.
Klay Thompson, he killed my narrative. Remember that time I was like, he's the number 3 guy?
Yeah, you
But
did.
he probably saw that video, was like, yeah, this guy's bugging. And this man started playing like he should have been. He's recovered from that injury nicely. He's been hooping. Man went off at 32 points. Had like 8 threes. Hey, salute to Klay Thompson, man. The way he's been able to recover from them injuries and come back and play big minutes, playing 40 minutes and he could still attack the basket, you know, still hit them threes. It's just phenomenal.
Because Steph didn't really do much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, he's going to be a focal point when he's on the floor. But in terms of, like, his scoring, he didn't really do much. He only had, like, 15 points. But it was, like, really Klay Thompson, really the other guys, like the Wiggins, the Jordan Pooles, Mooney?
Moses Moody.
Kayvon
Looney.
Defensively.
That's my guy right there. Kayvon Looney playing huge minutes, eating. He eats boards for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That man was out rebounding everybody.
Yep. So, Stephen Curry. Let's say Stephen Curry, he wins this year. He gets his ring number 4, Finals MVP. Where do you rank Stephen Curry all time?
Top 10.
Top 10. So you put him number 10?
Probably.
Yeah. Because there's been this like growing conversation about Stephen Curry being above Kobe or being above Bird. Like, I was seeing this one thing where people like, Bird, you're going to have to like get out this list. I'm like, Larry Bird? Like, who? What? Listen. I understand, you know, we're young, you're young, and you may have not seen a whole lot of Larry Bird. But go watch some highlights of Larry Bird.
Like, all of these games are on YouTube. There's no excuse for you to not see these all-time greats.
Exactly. So go watch some Larry Bird. You could even look at his stat line, and you'll see that.
All with the bad back.
Oh, my God. And then look at his accolades. 3-time champion, three-time MVP, 3 straight years winning MVP. You don't see that anymore. 3 straight years of a guy winning MVP.
Voters fatigue hit after the second one.
Come on now, like let's stop this. I like Steph. Definitely going to be number 10. I will put him above Mr.
Oscar
11
Robertson.
rings. Oscar Robertson, he shouldn't even be in the top 10.
You know how some people be.
Yeah, first that's ESPN. Let's get it. Let's be real here.
Putting them over Bill
Old
Russell.
heads in ESPN. That's what that is. That because Oscar Robertson should not be in the top 10. He's not above. I don't think he's above Steph. I don't think he's above KD. I don't think he's above. I'm not gonna say Giannis yet. He's still like
he's still above Giannis.
Wet behind the ears. So yeah, Oscar Robertson not above KD. He's not above Steph. He's not above Hakeem. And then we already know the other guys in the top 10 as well. So yeah, I'm putting Curry in that top 10, and I'm gonna take Bill Russell off if he wins a ring, because if you look at Bill Russell, he was a stout defensive player. He won 11 rings, but look at all the people around him. God damn it, he had like 7 Hall of Famers on the team, and dude averaged 15 points, shot like 35% from the field. I'm not pleased by it. Yeah, so again, Stephen Curry, he'll be number 10 on my list. No further than that.
Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, we'll probably he'll be in my list still. Bird, Duncan, Kobe, Shaq. I be seeing ESPN be holding Shaq. They don't even have him in their top 10.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. See, like stuff like that. That's why when I look at ESPN top 10 list, I'm just like in disbelief of how you guys not have Shaq in there. 3 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, most dominant player in the last 30 years. Like, I can't respect your opinion or your analysis. Like, it's just disbelief. But yeah, I'm gonna keep all those guys in there except Bill Russell. And all you old heads, you can just screw yourself.
You see, cry about it.
Yeah, you can go screw yourself because Bill Russell, I don't care what anybody says. Them 11 rings don't move me. Especially in a league where there was only 8 teams. Come on now. With 7 Hall of Famers on there. Like, I'm not moved. Sorry. No disrespect to Bill. You're top 15, but I ain't trying to hear it, all right? But yeah, I want to talk about why I'm wearing this jersey right now. If you guys don't know, the Lakers did something good yesterday on Friday, because this is going to come out Monday. They hired the coach that I wanted. Darvin Ham, a former NBA player. He was an assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. Well respected. He get respects from the players. Coaches liked him. Players liked him. Media people say that he has a voice in the locker room. He's somebody that demands excellence for his players. He coached the 2-time MVP, NBA champion, Giannis Antetokounmpo, won a championship. Darvin Ham. I am so excited because this is the coach that we wanted, that we needed, that we finally got, and we didn't hire Terry Stotts like he was praying we were going to hire, or Mark Jackson, or Doc Rivers, that all of these media people say that we were going to hire. All this propaganda, all this fake news. We hired the coach that we always wanted. That is Darvin Ham. Did you see the tweet from LeBron?
Yep.
Congratulating Darvin Ham. That's how you know good things are to come. Because he didn't do that for Frank Vogel. He didn't do that for all these other coaches. For crying out loud. But he did that for Darvin Ham. You know why? Because he respects Darvin Ham. He knows Darvin Ham is the man for the job. And Rob Pelinka, you finally did something good for once. My God, you haven't done anything good for at least 2 years since the bubble championship. You screwed up with the roster construction this year. So now you did a solid. But it's not over yet. You have that one guy that's still on the team that you better trade.
Yeah, his name is LeBron James.
No! Russell Westbrook.
And should stay and give him a max contract.
There's no excuse why you shouldn't be able to trade him, because he's an expiring contract, 1-year deal. That is an asset you can trade. And he still has a lot left in the tank.
Exactly. That's why he should be given a max contract.
Yeah, by another team.
No, by the Lakers.
No, by another team. But anywho, this is my salute. This is my moment, okay? You're trying to ruin it. Damn it. This is my moment.
I care about them sorry Lakers.
The Lakers are back, and this is the only start of things to come. And when we win this championship, I don't know if it's going to be this year. I don't know if it's going to be next year. I don't know if it's going to be 2 years from now. I want you guys to remember this clip, remember this moment, because Darvin Ham is the beginning of things to come.
Long as Russell on that team, I'm not a believer.
You're not a believer, huh?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You got nothing to say about Lakers hiring Darvin Ham?
Man, they did with the right thing. I don't like it. I don't like the Lakers. I don't like that organization. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like the uniform's hard. But I don't care. I do not like the Lakers. They're a bunch of bandwagon fans, and I just don't respect it.
You don't respect them?
Nope. I don't like the Lakers.
You know, a lot of people that say that are just envious because their team, they haven't seen their team win a championship ever, or maybe in a long time. That's just how it is. And they never get free agents.
You see how they fans talk? Like, how can you root for this team? You see how their fans talk?
I'm just keeping it real, man. A lot of these people, you know, they'll be so envious. They'll say all these just things to slander my team. I remember when we were down in the gutter, we were winning 30 games, 29 games, 18 games.
Oh, boo-hoo. I've seen my team won 3 championships in my lifetime. Oh, woe is me. We sucked for 5 years. Oh, my gosh. Almost died. I'm not trying to hear it. 6 years
of just not even mediocrity, of being garbage, straight up garbage. We finally got that ring. Now people trying to say bubble ring, bubble ring, bubble ring. Okay. Now we hired Darvin Ham.
My team won 3 championships. Well, actually, no, they won like 6 championships in my entire lifetime. Oh, my gosh. This is terrible.
I remember the days where if you wore a Laker hat, people looked at you sideways.
Oh, brother.
You know why? Because it was that bad. We were looking like the Dallas Cowboys out there. The Dallas Cowboys, when they kept winning 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. It was that bad.
No, it wasn't.
It was that bad. They were like, "You a Laker fan? Ugh, like they stink." It was that bad. I remember I used to go to summer camps, and people were like, "You a Laker fan?" Ugh. I was like, "We won."
Maybe because you live in the DMV.
We won a championship in 2010. They're like, "How long ago was that?" I'm like, "Bro, it's 2013. What you mean? That was like 3 years ago." It's like. That was okay, but it wasn't recently.
It was probably Braun fans.
I was like, bro, it's 2013, bro. It's 2015. It's only 5 years. Y'all keep living in the past. Like, okay, all right, fine. But when we win this chip, like I predicted, like I said, we were eventually going to get it back together. Crickets. And then all of a sudden, we have one bad year. Oh, this bubble ring, bubble ring. See how these haters are? See how it is?
One bad ring. You mean 2 bad seasons?
They have bro, they have short-term memory, man. They be forgetting that we won a championship not too long ago. And they like, oh, bubble ring, it don't count, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Lay Mickey.
Okay, and then say, oh, yeah, A.D.
Disney.
A Disney, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, LaMickey, Lacoon. Lacoon, he's Lacoon. He's Lagon, like all this other stuff.
Lay who? What? I've never heard that one before.
LaCancun.
Oh, LaCancun. Oh, okay. Okay. Because LaCoon sounded crazy. LaCoon is crazy.
Yeah, you know, saying all these puns and these just disrespectful things. All them. Kendrick Nunn.
You should have knew this was coming.
Kendrick Nunn has.
Listen, bad enough people hate the Lakers, and then more people hating LeBron. And him being on that just added fuel to the fire. Bro, you should have seen that coming a while. Bro, as soon as he signed there.
The wrong Kendrick dropped before the Kendrick on the Lakers.
Kendrick Nunn was out there getting a free check.
We thought Kendrick Nunn was going to come back before Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Nunn hasn't played how long? Since last year when he was on the Miami Heat? How the hell does Kendrick Lamar drop an album before Kendrick Nunn even comes back to hoop? Because he has a bruised knee. Which is some
what
bullshit.
Kind of bruised knee is that?
Exactly, some bullshit. It ain't no bruised knee. They're covering it up. It's probably tore something because that's what they do. They say, oh, it's like a bruised knee or it's I don't know. It's inflammation, knee inflammation. It's more serious than we thought, right? Or when KD he had that whole ankle issue and then he comes back to the finals, tears his Achilles. But
he had a something with his calf.
My bad. Calf issue.
Like a strained calf or something. And then a sprain, something like that. But those calf injuries can lead to Achilles tear.
Yeah, so
because they're like literally like right connected at the back.
But yeah, just stuff like that, and I don't even want to get down that road because that's just a whole nother subject in itself. But yeah, Lakers are back. We are going to get it together. This is
back
the start
to the play-in
of things to come. No, not back to the play-in. Back to the championship. That's what we're going to do.
You better hope AD can play 50 games.
Don't worry. We'll get it together.
He needs super soldier serum in order to play that many games.
Hey man, LeBron gonna go to Wakanda, get that vibranium that he had for 2020. He gonna give that to AD, and we gonna be back to where we are. We're gonna be solid to the nose down, to the toe down. It's gonna be all good from here. Just saying.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers will make the playoffs.
Obviously.
Especially after fan reception of these playoffs. They got to do something next year.
Oh, my God.
Because most of these fans like, man, these playoffs suck.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be wrong.
After, like, I would say
we need the OGs back. We need we need the Clippers in. We need the Pelicans in with Zion. We need the Lakers in. We need the Bucks back full strength. We need the Nets and all of these great teams in.
After the conference
we need the Warriors back.
Because the semifinals wasn't too bad. It wasn't like it like Memphis. They made it interesting
for a couple games.
Obviously with Milwaukee they did their thing. Sixers they they made it interesting for a little bit, but then
Only thing interesting about that series was the James Harden slander.
That is true, but Joel Embiid came back and they tied it up 2-2, and then all of a sudden they just sold they were deer headlights.
Doc Rivered it up.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, semifinals was entertaining. First round was entertaining. Just the conference finals is just horrible, like horrendous. It's not the worst conference finals I've seen because if you recall with 2017 and the Warriors and the Cavs, that was the worst conference finals I've ever seen.
Who did 2017? That was the LeBronto year, right?
I think so.
Mm.
Yeah, it was because
then 2017
because LeBronto was Bronto was that? No, that was 2018.
Okay.
2017. They did play the Raptors in the second round, I think. Oh. But they played the Celtics in the conference finals. And we all know Isaiah Thomas led Celtics team.
Oh,
we already know what time it is. And he had that. I think he had that.
The Wizards would have put up a better fight, saying.
I think he had either a quad or a messed up hamstring. I forgot what it was.
It was his hip. It was his hip.
Yeah. And then that just, his career was done from there.
27. Who did they play? Did they play the 2017? The Warriors played who in it?
2017 was it the Spurs? I think it was the Spurs.
You sure?
Yeah, it was the Spurs because remember, 2016 played the Warriors in conference. Excuse me, I played the Thunder, and then 2017 it was the Kawhi Leonard show. That first game,
didn't he get hurt?
Zaza Pachulia came through.
Oh, yeah, I remember because Ginobili blocked Harden for the game winner.
Yep.
In the last one. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, went downhill.
Right.
It was a sweep. Same thing with the Celtics series as well. It was a sweep. Yeah, those were bad matchups. Like I couldn't watch it. I'm sorry. That's the worst conference finals I've ever seen. But yeah, it's remain to be seen. Hopefully the finals are entertaining. I want the Warriors to win because I don't want the Celtics.
You don't got faith in the Heat to close it out?
Well, I forgot. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about I was talking to some people and they were bringing up after the game that if the Heat were to go to the finals, that the Warriors would sweep them, and if the Celtics were to go to the finals, the Warriors would take it. It'd be like a gentleman sweep. And I'm like, listen, I like the Warriors like you guys.
They sipping the Warriors Kool-Aid,
but
man.
Let's not overrate the Warriors. These are not the 2016.
Did you see how they play sometimes?
Exactly. I like the Dallas Mavericks, but it was Luka and I'm not gonna say friends, but it was damn near Luka and friends. For crying out loud, he was a one-man bandit, one-man show out there. So let's not overreact on just the Warriors and what they did, because let's not recall what Memphis was doing to the Warriors before Ja Morant got hurt. Ja Morant was giving them the business. It was a 1-1.
Still got blew out by 30.
That is true. I give you that. But he was doing his thing. The Celtics, they match up pretty well. They have one of the best lineups in the league. Probably the most depth out of everybody remaining in the playoffs. Let's not underrate the Celtics players and Miami Heat, especially after what we saw with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo's defense. Kyle Lowry, we've seen him do well against the Warriors. Let's not underrate just how good these teams are.
Indeed.
4-1, 4-0.
Yeah, they tripping on that. No matter who plays in, it's not going less than 6 games.
Bro, the Grizzlies without Ja Morant won a game against the Warriors with Dylan Brooks starting. What? Dylan Brooks? Come on now. You telling me the Heat can't get 2 on them? The Boston Celtics can't get 2? The Boston Celtics could very well beat them. in the series and win.
They could.
I don't want that to happen, but it's true. Listen, I like Andrew Wiggins, but I like Draymond. But, like, they got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Come on now, man. Them two guys are, like, great. I'm not going to say, Jason Tatum's a great one-on-one player. Jaylen Brown's really good one-on-one. Then you got Marcus Smart, who can score a little bit. You have Grant Williams, who can get hot from three. Peyton Pritchard can score a little bit as well. You got Al Horford, who can hit some shots. He can get you 15 points. Robert Williams, he'll give you 9 and 10. Like, come on now. Let's stop this.
You know what's funny, though? Like, this, I've noticed this throughout the series for the Warriors. When role players play against the Warriors, it's like they forget how to play basketball. Think about it. The Nuggets role players, they wasn't doing much of anything. Then we got Memphis role players who were stepping up against the Timberwolves. That series was bruh. But anyway, they were stepping up. Then all of a sudden, Desmond Bane disappeared for a few games. And then, like, players like that, like, dang, where these dudes that was just hooping go? Then the Mavericks players, Dorian Finney-Smith was non-existent pretty much the whole series. Reggie Bullock was stinky, went 0 for 10 one game. Jalen Brunson wasn't the same Jalen Brunson he was. And then Dinwiddie had so-so games. So it's just like every time teams play the Warriors, it's like their role players just forget how to play basketball.
It could be the pacing. They're not used to that type of pacing because the Dallas Mavericks one of the slowest.
Yeah,
I
brought that up. I said the Mavs play slow and the Warriors play fast, and that's probably going to be one of the big reasons why they win.
So that the pacing is definitely different. More possessions than usual. They're probably used to maybe 60, maybe 7 possessions, but when you play the Warriors, you're going to have more possessions, more shots. And you're gonna see a lot of times a lot of these players are gonna brick more shots than they usually do, with more possessions. And
they're not used to the volume.
And then since the Warriors are such a prolific 3-point shooting team and they're hitting shots after shots, that's a lot of pressure on the other guys that hit shots as well, because you got to come back and you got to hit your shots or else they're going to just smoke you out of the building. I'm like, it's going to be a wrap from there. So I think that's probably the reason. And then also the defense with Andrew Wiggins, with Clay, with Draymond, with Looney in the paint. That could also Kuminga sometimes. You have those things going on. And, I just think that combination of things is why a lot of times the role players tend to just not shine against the Warriors. And that's probably why. Now, it'll be interesting to see with the Celtics, though, and how, if they were to make the finals, how that would happen, what they would do. I just think that Jason Tatum is just so skilled. Jaylen Brown, just seeing them go against the Bucks and the Heat and them sort of still doing their thing. Obviously, Jason Tatum, Game 6, he probably would like a do-over with that one in the second half. Jaylen Brown as well. But overall, they've been doing pretty well in the playoffs.
It depends. For the Celtics, if GP, Gary Payton, and Otto is back for the finals and the Celtics make it, I'm taking the Warriors.
Oh, you know what? I forgot.
No matter what.
I forgot about those two.
Yeah, no matter what, I'm taking the Warriors.
I forgot Otto Porter. He sort of had I think it was an ankle injury.
Yeah.
And then GP, obviously with the hand, the
elbow.
Elbow. Oh yeah, the elbow. Excuse me. So yeah, they still have some players they haven't really played. They've been out of the lineup. It'll be interesting to see Stephen Curry. I'm
not worried. I'm not too worried about Steph if they play the Celtics, because Steph always cooks against the Celtics.
You sure? With Marcus Smart, him sort of the defensive player of the year. Also, you have Robert Williams.
He ain't stopped Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Robert Williams on the health side defense.
They not an inside team.
That's a good point. That is true. They also aren't like a heavy isolation team as well. They like to play a lot of motion offense, a lot of motion, a lot of moving off screens and stuff. So that's what makes the Warriors very dangerous. And it's going to be very interesting because Clay, Poole, Steph, they're small guys. Like, sure, Clay's like 6'7", but he's not like big and all that. Like, he's very.
And Jason Tatum ain't no Luka Doncic. Jason Tatum not averaging 30 a series, so you don't got to worry about him dropping 30 every night.
And I think that just watching the Celtics in the playoffs and just their tendencies to turn all over, that is something that the Warriors can take advantage of, because their defense is definitely profound and prolific as well. So I could definitely see the Warriors winning that series. I would probably go.
I'll say
I'll probably
7.
go Warriors. I'll probably go Warriors.
I'd say Warriors
Just
7.
just seeing what I've saw with the Celtics and just the Miami Heat and then the Bucks series, I just think that the combination of just the Warriors' ability to, like, their offensive scheme, their game planning with Steph and Poole and Clay in them, and then also defensively, and them being able to take advantage of the mishaps from the Boston Celtics. I just think that, and then also Emeka Udoka's inexperience.
And be real, besides the Nets, the Celtics haven't played a fully healthy team.
That is true. The Miami Heat have been banged up.
I mean, shoot, you take Tyler Hero, no matter what, he's a 20 points per game scorer shooting 40%.
Yeah, but Tyler Hero hasn't really done much. Let's be real.
That's still points that's not getting on the floor.
Like probably 13. Well, I mean, yeah, you're probably right, but he's taking away minutes from other guys like Matt Strus, who played pretty well in Game 6. Kyle Lowry as well, you know. So those guys that were playing well for them, Tyler Hero would take up some of those minutes. And who's to say that Tyler Hero puts up a similar stat line to like a Matt Strus or a Kyle Lowry? Who's to say that he's able to do that, especially with that groin injury?
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
But yeah, we could all agree that the Heat or the Celtics making the finals, it's not going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep.
It's definitely going to be entertaining.
Yeah. But the transition, I know we've been talking about Kyrie a little bit for.
What'd he do this time?
Bro, it's always some news with him every single week. I don't know why it is like that. So the Nets announced, there was an announcement that the Nets weren't going to give Kyrie a contract extension.
Is it a max contract or just an extension period? Because I think it's a max contract extension.
Whatever it is, they weren't going to give him a contract extension. Extend the contract that he has right now. I think he has maybe 1 more year left or maybe 1 or 2 years left. And, you know, there's been sort of conversations about just him just missing games, not being vaccinated and all the other stuff. And I just wanted to like just touch upon it because it's definitely one of those things where Kyrie, I hate to say it, but he's definitely hurt himself a lot recently. I get it. You know, you want to stand for what you believe in, and you're your own man, but you're hurting your pockets.
Man, Kyrie ain't worried about no money. He's set. Him and his future kids and their kids is probably set.
You're hurting your, like, think about this. Like the Nets, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him.
It definitely could be a possibility. I think I've seen some stuff. They also said KD hasn't spoken to the front office since.
I don't think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think it's so either. Do you talk to your job on your off days?
Hell no, bro. I bet Kobe probably did that shit too.
He had a reason to shoot the talent they was putting on the court with him.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
I'm not reading too much of that.
I'm not surprised, but
yeah,
Kyrie,
they definitely in a tough spot.
Yeah,
this
Kyrie is in a dire situation because obviously with the GM Sean Marks calling him out saying that we want guys to be there every day, blah blah blah, be committed. And that was obviously shot on Kyrie, and just them not extending his contract is just a telltale sign that they're listening. They're done with the BS. They're done with the nonsense. Play the games. Do not sit out with. I get it. Mental health is a serious issue. I get the whole thing with I forgot what it was. Did he sit out for? It was something that happened maybe a year ago. He sat out for mental health reasons. I forgot exactly what it was. It was the Capitol, the riot with the Capitol, and I think he sat out.
I remember that.
Yeah. He was like mental health reasons. I get it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was last year he sat out. I get it, but at the end of the day, listen, the organization's tired of it. Just sitting out because of those reasons. Like, you still like. Normal people like us, the Capitol happened, still gonna have to go to work, regardless.
I was too busy cracking jokes.
Yeah, so, I mean, I like Kyrie, he's a social activist, obviously. If you go on his Twitter and you look at some of the things he posts, but at the end of the day, your job is to play basketball. You got to be committed to it, and the organization is just looking at their best interests.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting if they do get rid of Kyrie or trade him or something. How does that affect the relationship with KD? Because the reason the Nets even got KD is because Kyrie was already committed to playing with them.
I think overall, if they do trade Kyrie, I would think that
KD
Kevin
might
Durant
axe out.
would.
I ain't gonna lie.
No, I think if they trade Kyrie, I think Kevin Durant would have signed off on and been like, okay, do what you want to do what you got to do. Because they're not just going to trade Kyrie unless Kevin Durant is okay with it. If Kevin Durant is not okay with it, then that's a telltale sign that dysfunction is near. And you guys might as well get ready to rebuild again like you did at once. I just think that I remember there was this one thing, because let's talk about the Nets a little bit. The Lakers, I was listening to radio, and they were talking about, like, Kenny Atkinson being one of the candidates for the Lakers. And I remember them saying that one of the reasons why Kenny Atkinson was let go by the Nets, I don't know if this is true or not, but I was hearing on NBA radio, is that he didn't want to play DeAndre Jordan.
Really?
Yep. Think about
Let go
that.
from what team? The Nets?
Yep. Yeah, because remember, DeAndre Jordan played for the Nets.
Oh, yeah.
And so, Steve Nash, I think he played DeAndre Jordan next year, right? And they let go of not let go, but they traded Jared Allen, traded Karis LeVert, tried to get James Harden and everything. That obviously didn't work. And so, I think the organization is looking at just all the things that have transpired, and they're like, listen, we need to take back our organization. I get that Kevin Durant is a superstar. He's top 2, top 3. Kyrie Irving is a top 20 player. He's one of the most skilled players in the NBA. You can't let those two guys control everything because it's obviously not working. Am I wrong?
Conflict of interest.
Am I wrong? Because it's not like, listen, this is why LeBron is great as he is, because he'll go to a team, they're like, oh, he's the GM, but they win a championship. Am I wrong?
No comment, man.
Why are you making that face? And let's be real.
The future be cooked.
Let's be real. Kevin Durant tried to do what LeBron did. Go to an organization. I wouldn't necessarily say take control, but like demand certain things, right? That LeBron did as well. But it hasn't worked. They got rid of Jared Allen. They got rid of Karis LeVert. Two guys that would have been prominent players for their team.
LOL and Karis LeVert.
Jared Allen and Karis LeVert?
Jared Allen. You seen what Karis LeVert did? Oh, my goodness.
Bro, it's better than James Harden, who's cooked. Who's hamstring?
You taking Karis LeVert over James Harden? Be for real.
Karis
Be
LeVert
for real.
I'm
Be
taking
for real.
Karis LeVert and Jared Allen over James Harden. I'm taking those two. And I forgot who else. Who else was on it? It was Andre Drummond. He was on the team. I don't know if he would be on the team on the Nets. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how that would roll. But you have those guys who would have produced for your team, right? Would have been quality players on your team. You lose that depth for a guy that we can all agree isn't the same as he once was. And then you have the drama with Kyrie. You have all this other stuff. And Kevin Durant is by himself playing. The guy is unvaccinated. He only played 29 games. 29 games. Kevin Durant is sitting there like, yo, where's my guy? I thought we were a tag team. I thought we were like what's his name? Triple H and
Shawn Michaels.
I thought we were them, man. I thought we were Kane and Undertaker. I thought we were that, but no. He's just by himself. So yeah. Also, let me transition to this. Speaking of Kyrie Irving, somebody picking Kyrie Irving on their voting ballot for All NBA, Jalen Rose. Let's talk about that real
Well, how
quick.
you know it said it was him?
He
Or you
said it
just-
himself. Remember, bro.
I ain't see that. I did not see that.
Let's talk about this real quick.
I did not see that.
So last week we talked about NBA media and being toxic, right? And narratives, agendas, spinning the narrative, all that other stuff. This is a classic example of bias superseding objectivity. Jalen Rose admitted, I gotta give him credit, he admitted he was wrong. He said that, yo, I put Kyrie on my All-NBA third team.
For what?
Because
Exactly.
because he just likes the way that he plays. But he played 29 games. And he was like, thank God Trae Young still got that spot. This is what I'm talking. And then Kendrick Perkins.
Oh Lord.
Kendrick Perkins. I'm trying to remember what exactly, because there was some just craziness. I think he may have put, what was it? All defense, right? No Draymond Green, no Rudy Gobert, no Drew Holiday. And he put Kevin Durant. He put Kevin Durant on there. I forgot who else. Oh my God, I wish I remembered.
Can we revoke these people's
let me-
ballots
I'm
and
about-
passes?
I'm about to check right
This
now.
is ridiculous.
Bro, it's
Kevin Durant all man.
after the Nets, we saw what the Nets defense was looking like. It was looking like cooked food out there. So yeah.
This is Can we take away these fools' media credentials and stuff? Because this is ridiculous.
Exactly. They talk about, oh, you never played the game, so you don't know. Y'all are biased as hell. Look at Patrick Beverly with Chris Paul and James Harden. Is there any objectivity? No. Like, y'all are ball players, but y'all not acting like it. Y'all acting real biased right now. But y'all calling the media, oh, y'all don't know basketball. They not as biased as y'all. So that's what I'm saying.
Now, voting Kevin Durant all defensive team is crazy.
Bro, he had Booker over Giannis for MVP. He had Alvarado and Murphy. I don't even know.
DeJounte Murray?
No. Murphy for all and Austin Reeves for all rookie.
Murphy.
Yeah, I don't know who Murphy is, a Pelicans player.
Trent Murphy?
I guess so.
Oh, heck nah.
He had KD, Patrick Beverly. I like Caruso, but he missed some time.
No.
Patrick Beverly, Caruso, Fred VanVleet. No. Yeah. No. He had KD, Patrick Beverly, Caruso for all defense. Left out Holiday, Fred VanVleet. I'm not mad about Fred VanVleet. Draymond, Gobert for all defensive team. And he put Jaylen Brown on All-NBA.
For what?
No Siakam, no Jimmy Butler. Like, what? This is the boneheaded stuff I'm talking about. Like, these former NBA players thinking that they know it all. No, they don't.
How did it Joel Embiid make first team is beyond me. The man had averaged like 30. He won the scoring title and was second in MVP voting. And you put him on the second team? Man, if you don't move Giannis to the 3 and take Jason Tatum to the second team and have it be who first team was
Luka, it was Booker, it was Giannis, it was Jokic and Tatum.
Yeah, like, man,
So I would
move
take
Tatum to
Tatum
the
out
second
there. I
team
would take
and just
Tatum
move
out there.
Giannis to the 3 and have Embiid. Like, come on, son.
That was so disrespectful. I was so mad. I was like, wow. Because
And that Booker first team looking funny in the light.
You can vote both centers in there. You can vote Jokic. You can vote Embiid as well. But they didn't have him in there. And I was just like, that's ridiculous. That reminds me of the time when I think it was Marc Gasol won Defensive Player of the Year over LeBron. But I think Marc Gasol, I may be wrong about this because I'm just remembering what LeBron said. He said that Marc Gasol, I don't think Marc Gasol made first team on defense. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but if that is, it's kind of similar in a way because it's like that's just ridiculous. Like the voting carousel, like there's no criteria. Like Jason Tatum said himself, he said there needs to be. I'm paraphrasing. There needs to be some sort of criteria for how to vote. Like how many games you play, like how, you're eligible by how many games. I would say 60 games because 50 games is not enough. Like, I'm sorry. No, sir. 60 games. He said something about I forgot what else it was, but the whole games played thing is very important.
There needs to be an MVP voting criteria too.
Absolutely.
If you're not a top 4 seed, I don't even want to see your name on the ballot.
I don't know.
I don't want to see your name on the ballot.
So Russell Westbrook winning MVP, you didn't like it?
Huh?
You didn't like Russell Westbrook winning MVP? He kind of deserved it. Triple double since Oscar Robertson.
I'll give him that. That was a historical season, so I'll give him that.
I think, and then like Steve Nash over Kobe, Steve Nash over Shaq, 2006. Over LeBron. That was one of the worst MVP votings I've ever seen in my life. How you have Steve Nash over LeBron, Kobe, and Shaq? Made absolutely no sense. And then in 05 too, like I didn't like. Come on now, come on. Just makes no sense. But
there needs to be regulation.
Absolutely. Like, what would be your criteria?
Obviously, for all NBA or MVP?
Let's start with all NBA.
All NBA. I don't know, really.
Obviously, games played. I would say
games
60.
played. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's put games played. We need to factor team success in.
I would say
a little bit, not too much though.
I don't know, because
people was mad LeBron was only third team, but I'm like, his team didn't make the playoffs.
I don't know, because if you look at Jokic's team, they won 48 games. And he didn't have, but they were the 6th seed though. They won 48 games. That's still really good, you know. So if you win 48 games, but you're the 6th seed, that just goes to show that the West, you know, they're like top heavy, like top 5 teams. They played pretty well that year. And as we know with the Western Conference in recent past, AC will win 49 games or 50 games in some seasons. So it's really tough, man. It's really hard. I just think NFL does it the best. I will probably go NFL criteria. Yeah, I would go NFL criteria, because when have they rarely gotten it wrong?
Yeah, you got a point. The only problem is MVP is pretty much just the QB award in the NFL.
That's a good point.
It needs to, if there was an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP, then or a non-QB award, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what's the offensive player.
Because you know how hard it is to win an MVP not a QB. Like it's insanely hard.
That's what the offensive player of the year is for. So, but we all know that's sort of people don't really look at that.
Still though, like QBs, like they are the cap. They are like the point guard of the offense. But sometimes they get graded on a curve for these MVP votes.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's always, every year it's either Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes won, Lamar won. Like it's always the QB. When was the last time a non-QB won the MVP?
Adrian Peterson. But yeah, the NFL rarely gets it wrong, and I just think that the NBA needs to apply some of those formulas from the NFL, you know, to their voting system, because what they're doing right now is just not working, because they're looking at it. There's no like consistent basis of how to vote. Because if you look at back when Steve Nash's era, like it was totally different. Like Steve Nash would not win the MVP this year. He would not win it. Like you look at a Jokic if the same criteria was applied back then, Kobe probably would have won it in 2006, or maybe LeBron. Because LeBron, he had a top 4 seed, like averaged 28, probably 7-7 or something like that, shot 50% from the field. That criteria would have won LeBron or Kobe an MVP, or maybe even Shaq an MVP. But yeah, they just need to change it overall. I don't know what else could we? 60 games, obviously. I feel like there has to be a certain number of wins. You have to win a certain number of games in order to qualify. And then, depending...
That's interesting, though, because, like, teams with, like, really good players who just happen to be... Like, what if they missed the threshold? What if, like, LeBron missed the threshold by, like, one game? And even though he had a great season, you'd be like, well, you can't get on here, even though you average, like, 30 points a game.
It's so hard to really... Like, it's so...
I think it's people going to complain regardless. I just think there just needs to be more consistency among the board and stop giving certain people votes and credentials for that kind of stuff.
It's so hard.
Because obviously they not putting the right people up there.
It's so hard to really like decide. Like, okay, what is a good number of wins? What is a good seed for an MVP? You know what I mean? Like because you're looking at like what they were dealt with and how they overcame it. Were they able to uplift their team, elevate their team to a level that they shouldn't have, right? Or maybe reach their potential, you know? So it's hard to really say. Maybe projections before the season, or maybe during the season, what the projections are, like with Denver when they lost Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., what the projections were at the time. And maybe people were saying, oh, they're not going to make the playoffs, or there'll be an 8th seed or whatever. But then, you know, with Jokic and him doing his own thing, and they were able to get that 6th seed. So maybe you could do that. I don't know. But it's hard. It's hard to say. But they have to figure it out.
Yes, please.
They have to figure it out.
Because why wasn't Steph first team? I have no idea.
What? You thought Steph should have been first team?
Yeah. The best point guard in the league couldn't get first.
After that slump in the second half?
Still, what seed was his team? The 4th?
No, his team was the 3rd.
Third? You're third. Come on now.
Nah, he shouldn't have been all NBA.
Yes, he should have.
Not over Luka.
Over Book, he should have been.
Book was tied. No, Book played better than him in the second half. Steph
had to carry for like a whole, like, son. The carrying Steph had to do the first half of the season before Clay even came back.
Book had to carry too without Chris Paul.
He had DeAndre Ayton, Defensive Player of the Year runner-up Mikal Bridges, and campaign somehow stepped up.
DeAndre Ayton. First of all, DeAndre Ayton was out of the lineup some of the times too. So let's not act like DeAndre Ayton was always playing. How do I know that? Because I had him on my fantasy team. And yes, I play fantasy. And yeah, Devin Booker, he was just solid for the most part. I'm not mad at Devin Booker getting that first team All-NBA. I'm mad that Joel Embiid didn't get the first team All-NBA. That's what I'm mad at. That didn't make no sense. But Luka, I'm not mad at. Devin Booker, I'm not mad at. Jokic, obviously, like, no question. I'm not going to be mad at that. Jason Tatum, that's a different story. He should have been second team. I'm trying to figure, like, I like Kevin Durant, but why is he in the second team? How many games? Didn't he miss a good amount of time? And didn't this team lose a lot of games until all of a sudden Kyrie came out of nowhere? Oh, we're going to let him play. Remember that?
Yeah.
They put him in second team, so
I mean, who would you put there instead of him?
Well, Jason Tatum.
Oh,
he should have been there.
Well, you can put 2 forwards on there, so.
Yeah. I forgot who was on there. I know Steph was on there. Ja was on there.
Ja was second team?
Yeah, he was second team.
Ooh, that's pretty interesting.
Ja was on there. Cat was third team, I think. Joel Embiid was on there. Ja, Steph, it was KD, Joel Embiid. Who's the fifth one? I don't remember who's the fifth one, but yeah, I don't remember who's the fifth one. But yeah, again, it should have been Joel Embiid on there instead of Jason Tatum. But anywho, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yes.
Okay, let's get it. Let's go.
So the Heat players got a little upset. Not even a little upset. They got upset at Draymond because when Draymond was on TNT and Shaq asked him, who do they want to play in the finals, Draymond said, we're going to play Boston. He wasn't really trying to give him an answer, but Shaq kept pressing the issue, and Draymond just said, we're going to play Boston. And it was they did like a post-game interview, I think, last night after they won, and Udonis Haslem was like, he broke the code in that he couldn't sleep because you're not supposed to say, we're going to play this team while they're still in the middle of a series. And I'm just like, Steve Kerr, you created the buzzword broke the code. I'm sick and tired of hearing, he broke the code, Okay, yes, I'm not mad that the Heat players feel some type of way about Draymond writing them off. But I don't think I think Draymond. I don't think he was trying to diss y'all. Maybe he was trying to light another fire under you or something. I mean, granted, the Heat would be the better matchup for the Warriors.
Yeah,
but
would.
Still, y'all just stop it, okay?
Even PJ Tucker
I don't
was
think he said he couldn't sleep.
He
exactly.
He
told me he
there,
couldn't sleep.
He a player coach getting no PT.
Come on, man, y'all need to cut it out, dog.
Dude, so old you can see all the bald spots in his hair.
Oh my goodness, I'm tired of this complaining.
And then PJ Tucker was like, "Thanks, Draymond." After the interview with Scott Van Pelt, I was like, "This is
good. Yeah, you should be thanking him."
Congratulations.
Now win Game 7. So if you don't win Game 7, then you just proved them right.
Right. So
y'all please win Game 7.
Yes, please.
America does not want to see the Celtics in the finals.
Absolutely. Well, except Celtic fans.
Anywho, we don't care about them.
All right. So is there anything else you want to say? Is that it?
It might have been something else I wanted to bring, but I can't really remember.
Is it NBA or NFL related?
It's not NFL. Nothing really been going on in the NFL, really.
I don't know. Is it about the players on the teams in the conference finals right now, or is it something else?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't think so.
If you're not gonna remember, what is your final words for this podcast episode?
Oh, let's give our Game 7 prediction.
Game 7. I mean,
we all know we on the heat train. You know what I'm saying?
Am I? Ooh, I don't know, man.
I should have put in a jinx through the episode and jinx the Celtics. But
I'm gonna stay with my pick. Celtics.
My pick is already cooked, so I can.
I'm gonna stay with the Celtics because I'm not going to abandon like somebody does. With his, you know what I'm saying?
Only thing I change is the amount of games.
I
haven't abandoned.
I remember you were. I think it was the Warriors you may have abandoned.
I don't abandon them.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Oh man, I could have sworn you abandoned them. I gotta check the table on that
I've been
one.
hammering the table for the Warriors. I was not worried about.
Oh
the
yeah, it
Grizzlies
was
beating
against
them.
Memphis. It was on Twitter. You were abandoning. Like, oh, they gonna lose this.
I was putting in the jinx.
I mean, this is what he does.
I'm telling you,
what he does.
I've literally all last year throughout the playoffs, every time I'd literally put in a jinx. When the Clippers and the Lakers in play, I literally said the Lakers was playing the Suns in the first round. I was the Suns gonna lose this one, and they went. I've literally didn't miss the entire play. I jinxed every team that I gave a
Hasn't worked since.
Yes, it has. It actually jinxed in the playoffs too. I jinxed Aaron Rodgers, and lo and behold, he went home.
All right, whatever.
And I jinxed another team not too long ago.
Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna stay with my pick.
I can't jinx the Cowboys though. You can't jinx the team that you.
They're a black cat franchise, so it's already jinxed as well. But anywho, I'm gonna stay with my pick for the series.
I'm rocking with the Heat Nation on. I'm gonna be riding with the Heat fans and all that.
I like the Heat. I like the Heat too, but it's just something about the Celtics. I don't know. They have Sure, they looked that way.
We need Bam to show up
night.
Sunday.
They looked that way the other night, but it's just something about them where they've been through adversity before with the Bucks, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won. They went to Miami and they won the game, especially since Game 5, I believe it was. They just 30-balled them at home. So I'm gonna go with the Celtics. You gonna go with the Heat?
Bam, please. We need you to show
Jimmy
up.
Butler, please give me another 40
in case Jimmy doesn't repeat. We need you to show up, Bam. The streets, the people are rooting for you. We cannot allow this.
Tyler Hero, hey, I know you got that groin injury, but listen, you need to get a massage or whatever. I don't know. Put some ice on it and get your ass back
Kyle Lowry, we need
court.
you to show up. Play like you played against the Warriors. We need everyone, all hands on deck, ready to fire. Empty the clip.
Play like you did against the Wizards.
I don't care what. I need you to empty the clip no matter what.
Play like
this is do or die right
Play
here.
like you did against the Wizards.
We need a top-tier performance from the Heat. Defensively and offensively. I want everyone to empty the clip. Just shoot. If it even looks slightly good, I want you to shoot it.
Eric Spoelstra, come on, man.
We need it. We need
that
it.
veteran.
The streets need it.
We need that veteran coaching.
We can't let racism win. The Celtics winning would be letting racism win. We can't do it.
Yeah, we can't have them racist fans out there celebrating talking about, oh yeah, Celtics forever. Celtics got this.
No, we can't allow it.
Exactly. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, comment down below, hit that notification bell,
Indeed,
and follow the socials as well. Their links are in the description because it will definitely help the channel.
Aaron been putting out some fire previews. I'm gonna be editing.
Clips as well.
I'm gonna be editing like a whole. I'm gonna edit a compilation of the past episodes and all the best parts and stuff.
Yep.
It should be up this week.
Yep. So look out for that. Look out for some new content as well. Again,
we may stream during the week depending on how
things go, how the games go. But yeah, again, Monday through Friday, expect a video, and maybe Sunday as well. You might get a little treat. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.
A treat is crazy.
Whatever, nigga. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
I put my life in these sentences. Fucking right, it's either that or life sentences. I'm relatives with Benjamin. I used to give a